So you begin to suspect that happiness is not something felt, but something forged.
Aristotle's Guide to a Happy and Fulfilled Life. What if happiness isn't pleasure, wealth, or praise, but something deeper, something you become? Over 2,000 years ago, Aristotle offered a path, a life of purpose, of reason, of virtue, a life not measured by moments, but by meaning. In this video, we explore what it truly means to flourish, not just to live, but to live well. This is Aristotle's timeless guide to a happy and fulfilled life. Long before he shaped the world with his own school of thought, Aristotle was a student, learning to question under the shadow of Plato's wisdom.
You've been staring at the horizon all morning, my student. What thought holds you so tightly?
I wonder, teacher, if we strip away the distractions of pleasure and praise, what remains as the true purpose of life?
Many believe joy lies in the applause of others or the sweetness of the senses. Do you find these lacking?
They pass too quickly. I sense there is a deeper kind of joy for Soter, not in moments, but in how we choose to live.
So you begin to suspect that happiness is not something felt, but something forged.
Yes. Like the shaping of marble into form, I believe happiness is the shaping of the soul by reason, by virtue, over time.
And who then is the sculptor of that soul? The gods? Fortune?
Neither, master. I believe we are the sculptors. Through habit, discipline, and choice, we carve out who we become.
In the olive groves outside Athens, Aristotle gathered his students not to discuss power or conquest, but something greater, the human purpose. What is the good we all seek? Not pleasure alone, not fame nor riches. The highest aim is to live well, to fulfill our nature with excellence. The shepherd tends his flock, the potter shapes his clay, and man must shape his soul. Happiness in Aristotle's world was not a feeling. It was the full flowering of human life, the steady unfolding of virtue across a lifetime. True happiness was not found in a moment, but in a way of being. For Aristotle, the soul had a function. Just as the eye is made to see, the soul is made to live with reason and moral strength. This activity of the soul must be in accordance with virtue, justice, courage, wisdom, and moderation. And it must not be fleeting. It must stretch across the whole of life, from youth through old age. Only then can a man be called fulfilled, when the soul, like a well-played lyre, produces harmony and meaning through action.
Happiness is the meaning and purpose of life, literally the whole aim and end of man.
Many in the police believed pleasure was the goal, the taste of roasted figs, the warmth of fine wine, the praise of the crowd. But Aristotle saw such pleasures as unstable. They come and go, tied to appetite and circumstance. The good life must be more enduring. It must be guided by reason, not impulse, and formed by character. The man who chases delight is never satisfied. But the man who lives with virtue builds a life that needs no decoration because it is whole from within.
The function of man is an activity of soul which follows or implies a rational principle.
Just as a flute is meant to produce music, a human is meant to use reason. It is not our strength that defines us, not our speed or beauty, but our capacity to think, reflect, and choose. To flourish is to exercise this capacity well, to live thoughtfully, not instinctively. The soul must be active, not idle. Like a sword unused, it rusts. A rational life, lived in alignment with one's nature, is the life that fulfills man's highest function.
We are not beasts, driven by desire alone, nor are we gods. We are rational animals.
Men lie between two extremes. The animals follow hunger and fear, guided by instinct. The gods live in perfect contemplation, untouched by need. But we humans are neither. We feel yes, but we also reason. And it is this balance that defines the human soul. To ignore reason is to fall into chaos. To cultivate it is to rise in dignity. A life guided by thought, not by passion, is a life in which the soul finds its proper place.
We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit.
A man does not become just by speaking of justice, nor brave by dreaming of courage. He becomes these things by doing them again and again, until they shape his soul. Just as the sculptor's hand gains skill through repetition, so too does the character form through daily choice. Virtue is not born, it is built. In the gymnasium, in the home, in the marketplace, every action is an opportunity to align with excellence. And excellence, when repeated, becomes the rhythm of a life well lived. No man walks the path of virtue without falling. Even the wise stumble, even the strong grow weary. But the measure of a good life is not found in perfection, it is found in perseverance. The young philosopher who fails to act with courage may yet become courageous if he rises, reflects, and tries again. The journey toward the good life is itself a form of beauty. Each step a lesson, each misstep a shaping force. What matters is not how often we fall, but how
One
faithfully
swallow
we
does
return
not make
to
a
the path.
summer, nor does one day make a man blessed and happy.
The ancients knew that a single day of sunshine could not define a season, nor can one noble act define a life. A virtuous life must be consistent, not perfect, but continuous. Like a river shaped by many stones, the soul is formed by patterns, not isolated moments. We do not judge a play by its opening line, nor a man by a single deed. It is only at the end, when all has unfolded, that we see whether a life was perfect.
No one would call a man happy who was utterly friendless, or very ugly, or solitary.
While virtue is the heart of happiness, Aristotle did not ignore the world around us. Even the noblest man needs a measure of fortune, health, friendship, and a just city to live in. A man alone, cast out from the polis, cannot flourish, not because virtue fails him, but because the soul needs relationship, conversation, and recognition. Still, it is not these things that make a man good. They are the soil, but the seed must come from within.
The city exists for the sake of living well, not merely living.
The polis is not merely a refuge from war or a place to trade goods. It is a vessel for human flourishing. The laws should teach virtue. The schools should awaken reason. The city must not aim only to raise soldiers and workers, but to cultivate wise, just citizens. In Athens, this was the dream, a place where the soul could grow as freely as the vine on the wall. For without virtue, the city may survive, but it will not thrive.
Happiness depends upon ourselves.
In the end, no God, no ruler, no stroke of fate can make us flourish. The choice is ours, to live thoughtfully or carelessly, to shape the soul or let it wither. Each act builds or breaks the life we are forming. In the quiet courtyards of the Lyceum, the young men learned that the path to happiness was not found in the stars. It was drawn step by step beneath their very feet.
True happiness is found not in external possessions, but in the cultivation of virtue and the active exercise of reason.
If this video touched your heart, subscribe. It's inspired by the timeless wisdom in the 7-book Rumi collection by Dr. Farid Mostaman. Whether you seek healing, love, clarity, or growth, these teachings will guide you inward to the truth of who you are.